Pirates have 8 cup finals now. Sundowns still have their CAF Champions League to follow, but Pirates have to treat this like 8 cup finals. I mean, I know Bafana fans right now, we're seeing the writing on the wall.
Yeah, look.
And we're saying, Rhinos needs to start.
Rhinos needs to start. And people are saying, hey, bring in large. Mentality is kicking in for a lot of teams. And Arsenal just showed us that they don't have the mentality.
There was a better team in that game, and it was Casual. A quadruple becomes a double in no time at all. And Betway Premiership action is back. This is Black and White Boots.
What did I say, bro? Remember what I said?
But I've been saying that I don't think Arsenal will win everything. I don't think they'll win a treble. I don't think they'll win thing. Maybe they'll get 1 cup.
Yeah.
But I think they'll win the Premier League. I still feel that way, but it's a little bit shaky.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
It's a little bit shaky. It's a little bit nervy.
Bro, I think it's one of those things where mentality is kicking in for a lot of teams, and Arsenal just showed us that they don't have the mentality. That's the reality of the matter. They couldn't bounce back from the loss in the final.
Yeah, they couldn't, man. And then the thing is, it's the timing of it, right? Is that it's one thing to have a little bit of a fold in the season. Almost every team has it on their way to a title. But to have your fold when your closest opposition is on fire. Sure. When they're on their run.
Yeah.
And we know City, they go on a run, finish a season. They do this historically.
Yeah.
We've been saying this whole season, this isn't that City side. Last season, it wasn't that City side. But right now, as things stand, it looks like, hey, they still that City side.
Yeah.
And this could come end of May. You could be looking at it and be like, well, City won it by winning all of their games.
Yeah.
But they have to.
They have to. And look at how the fixtures have been coming for City as well. You know, played Arsenal in the final. They were playing Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool is not the Liverpool that
and they weren't very good.
Yeah, they were poor, but it's still Liverpool.
But City were very good.
City were very good. You know, so yeah, let's see who wants it more. But anyway,
Wembley again for City.
Yeah,
1 trophy in the bag. City, the demands are high there, that club. The expectations are high.
Yeah, of course.
Through their own success.
Yeah.
FA Cup and League Cup. Is that a good season?
For City standards, I don't think it's...
If you don't win a Champions League or the league, it's not a good season.
Not a good season, but it's an acceptable season.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's 2 cups.
Every other team in the league will bite your hand off for it.
Of course. I mean,
every other team in the league.
We've seen Spurs won what? Was it the
Europa League?
Yeah.
That's the only trophy for 40 years or whatever it is. Yeah.
Crystal Palace, you know, the list is endless. You know, when it just goes to show you how difficult it is for teams to win trophies in Premier League, and for City to have 2. I think for their standards, I don't think it will be fully acceptable, but I think it's still really a good season for them.
Okay, I think we'll go to a full FA Cup breakdown and Premier League preview right now. What's going on here, brother?
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
This is a game changer, bro. These avocado seed extracts, finely ground. It's packaged by Ecovado Naturals. You can check them on Instagram, Ecovado_SA. So it's something that I've been taking, you know. It's really good. I mean, the health benefits is it says it's valued for its antioxidant properties. It helps with diabetes control, arthritis, cholesterol, controls blood pressure, menstrual pain, support heart health, weight management, anti-inflammatory properties, promotes healthy metabolism and overall health control.
Well, that blood flow control is...
you know, for us, gents, that's a winner. You know what I mean? That's a big winner. So yeah, this is really good. It's something that I've been taking. Yeah, you know, it's packaged by Ecovado. all the way from Limpopo. And I think one of these good days, we're going to get the Ecovado team to come tell us more, because obviously they are the experts.
They're the experts. They're the experts.
Look. And also for yourself, for your benefits, just Google avocado seeds benefits and see for yourself. But
sure. Have a little AI search into this, and it'll give you all the information that you need. But one of the big things that stand out, of course, I've mentioned the blood flow, but anti-inflammatory response is massive. It's massive. Inflammation is closely related to all-cause mortality, and that's why you see countries like Sweden and Finland and Norway and these places where their inflammation markers are very low from their diets and sauna and all of those good things, and their all-cause mortality is down in those countries. So, hey, man. Let's live a little longer and feel a little better along the way. It takes over this. So I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Back to the football. We've come off the back of cup action. A few leagues in Europe that are league based again, but it's been cup action in the two that matter most to us. Nedbank Cup. We were saying, hey, Motsepe Foundation. We saw the draw, Durban City versus Kazrick Stars. Then we have TS Galaxy on Sunday against Milford. Of course, both those teams doing well.
Milford is number 1.
And Kazrick's number 2, and they're pushing each other hard for...
I think now they fall off. I think they're number 4 now. They've fallen off, but they're up.
But they're pushing for that title, and they've got a run of games that they can also see themselves in the Betway Premiership. Both these teams are going to be pushing to be Betway Premiership sides next season. They showed it because... in particular, the Durban City game, we'll get to TS Galaxy as well, but the Durban City game, Durban City won that one. The most bizarre own goal, great volley. Crazy. It's like...
yeah, man. And it's a great volley at the wrong net.
At the wrong net. And in the second half, it was nearly the same story again. Another nearly own goal hitting the crossbar from the own player. Kazrick Stars were their worst enemy, their own worst enemy. And they were the better side.
They were a better side by a long shot. I mean,
like not even by a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've pushed Durban City. I mean, even the second half, they were just unlucky.
Yeah, I think maybe besides the first 10 minutes or so where I thought, okay, there was a gulf in class. I thought Durban City were by far the better side. But then Kazrick woke up and they played their ball. And there was a better team in that game, and it was Kazrick.
Yeah, definitely. They deserve to go to the final. But unfortunately, if you score against yourself...
that's it.
And you don't convert your chances, you're gonna fall short, and that's the case with them. They didn't, they didn't convert their chances, and they found themselves out of the Nedbank Cup. But with that said, I think they've done so well, and being knocked out in the semis, I think they had a good run, and it's something that they should be proud of, and they just need to continue that momentum into their league so that they can be promoted into the PSL, because I can see them really doing well in the PSL. The manner in which they played, I don't think there's a huge gap between them and PSL side. I think they will pretty do well in the PSL. Yeah,
I think they'll be hoping, and it begs the question as we move on to TS Galaxy Milford. TS Galaxy, obviously a Betway Premiership side, not in the best form that they've been in,
but they're horrible.
Yeah, they've been
horrible.
They've been having a troubled season with the whole ban on signing players, etc., etc. We know they have some financial issues, like most teams in South African football have financial issues. It's more expensive to run a football club in this country than it is to, you're not making money. It costs money to run a club. But they've been struggling, but they've been very good in the cup. And they needed penalties to go through against Milford, who's a division below them.
And that Milford pushed them. It was in the extra time. Just you wouldn't say they're an NFD side. They were still playing with courage and the physicality of the game. They were still matching TS Galaxy, so you could just tell that it's a team that was well prepared. But on the other hand, TS Galaxy, I think they've really been poor. I was watching that game and I couldn't recognize the TS Galaxy that we got to accustomed to in the past season, the one that won the Nedbank Cup. The way they were just like comfortable, just losing possession. The way they were nowhere. They couldn't even string passes, and I was like, "No, there's something wrong in this team." But hey, they're thrown to the final thanks to the penalties.
Yeah, Well, through to the final on the penalty shootouts, they've got an opportunity to leave the season with a trophy.
Yeah.
And I mean, both these teams, let's be honest, they're safe. They'll be in the Betway Premiership next season. It's not guaranteed yet, but they'll be there.
No, they should be there.
And
Durban City are doing well actually in the Premier League. So
so their ambition, I mean, for Durban City, they were the worst side on Saturday.
Yeah.
But they could see themselves in the MTN 8 next season. They could finish top 8.
Yeah.
Could well finish top 8. And with the Nedbank Cup in the bag, what a season for Durban City. That would have
been a great season for a team that just got promoted.
We
know it's Maritzburg, but hey, they know the runnings of footballs and whatnot. But for them to just came in a season like this season and already been challenging for a cup and finishing where the
swapping managers halfway through a season. Will be a very good finish.
It will be a very good finish because swapping a manager and getting it right, sometimes it goes completely wrong. We've seen it in the past. Some teams chop and changing managers and it ended up getting relegated. With them, it looks like it was a good call.
Yeah, it's worked out for them so far. Yeah. Prediction, Nedbank Cup final. Durban City the favourites right now, hey?
Yeah, I think they're favourites.
Just shading it slightly. Look, anything can happen in a cup final.
It's going to be a cagey affair. Both teams, I think they're going to go into it very cautious. They're going to approach it very cautiously. But I think Durban City might just edge TS Galaxy. What I've seen yesterday in that game, I'm not convinced TS Galaxy can pull it off.
I hope you're wrong. I hope it's not a cagey affair. I hope we see some slick, beautiful football. Both these teams are capable of it.
That's when people start to say, that's why they prefer the traditional teams in the finals, So I hope they actually give us a spectacle.
Because Keswick versus Milford, I think that would have been more of a spectacle in a way. After watching this weekend.
Yeah, of course.
But hopes are that we see the two Betway Premiership sides go at it and give us a real spectacle, as you say.
Yeah, so I was just checking the log here. Betway Premiership log. Durban City are sitting pretty at number 5. And then Chess Galaxy, they are safe, but hey, anything is possible. They are sitting at number 11. And
it's a big fall because they started the season very well. Look, all the best to them. Like we say, all we want is a spectacle for the final. We want a reason to watch that final because we know that most of the time the reason to watch that final is for Sundowns, Pirates, Chiefs, one of the big names in South African football. But hopefully we see a reason for a stadium to be full. So that in future, if we have another cup final with teams that exclude the traditional big 3, we want to see the cup final stadium full. We want to see the stadium packed. It's a cup final at the end of the day. And
regardless of which teams are there,
Yeah, I hope to see more cup finals like this where it's not Pirates versus Sundowns and, the likes.
Yeah.
And I think they've got responsibility on their shoulders for future cup finals to get the stadium packed and the TV screens on, Betway Premiership action's back. Sundowns. I'm sorry, brother. But
look, man.
Sundowns.
You look at the results against Chippa United and you're like, this is a hallmark of champions. They're simply responding to Orlando Pirates winning 6-0. They're like, okay, this might just come down to goal difference. If it comes to that, we need to be prepared. And they just go score 4. Those are hallmark of champions. And I can tell you now, it does not look like Mamelodi Sundowns are going to set a foot wrong. I'm a Pirates fan. I'm hoping they do. But with the way they are playing, look at it this way, Marco. They had some players that were playing on Tuesday. They played on Friday. And they go play in that manner. It goes to show you 2 things. They're mentally prepared. And also, their rotation, it's working. The squad rotation is working for them. And where would the mistake come from? If they get those 2 things right. The mentality and the squad rotation.
Let's be honest, there's one thing in Sundowns' way. And it's CAF Champions League.
Of course.
That's the only thing, is that fixture pile up. But like you say,
they're
showing us.
They've already shown us.
They got Tuesday.
Yeah.
They got a game tonight.
Yeah.
And then this weekend again.
Yeah. And they're just getting the results.
They're getting results.
And for me, that shows you that they want this, and it's 2 cups I think they don't want to lose grip on. And with that result on Friday, I repeat, that result just shows us that Mamelodi Sundowns is capable of going all the way and not setting a foot wrong. Yes, there's still a lot of football to be played, but the manner in which they are going about their business, it just goes to show you score 6, we're gonna go score 4, and then we're gonna keep in touch with the goal difference, because that 6-0 by Orlando Pirates sort of like created a gap, and that gap in goal difference would have been a problem should it come down to that. So you can just see that Mamelodi Sundowns are prepping themselves for any other eventuality.
So our fixtures for this evening, of course, apologies for not covering the Kaizer Chiefs and Skukune games. We are recording this before those fixtures happen. So our apologies for that. We know you're watching after those games. Not that it's like makes a massive difference on the title. That's more to this evening's fixtures. Durban City on the back of a poor performance against Keswick, but they won. They won.
They'll take it.
They'll take it, and they're through to a final. They face Mamelodi Sundowns. Like you said, they are 5th, so they're not a joke of an opposition. It's not someone that Sundowns should just walk over, you'd imagine. And Pirates host Golden Arrows at Orlando Stadium. Look, we expect Pirates to get the 3 points.
At this point in time, anything less than 3 points, you might just kiss that league goodbye.
Pirates have to win every game between now and the end of the season, surely. If you're going to win the league,
you're going to have to win everything that's there left.
That's it.
You have to. Anything less than a win for Orlando Pirates is chai, my friend. I'm telling you, if Orlando Pirates doesn't get maximum points tonight, might just kiss that league goodbye. Something drastic will have to happen if they are to win the league and not win tonight.
I was talking about Durban City being 5th. AmaZulu themselves are 3rd. But Orlando Stadium, Pirates have 8 cup finals now. Sundowns still have their CAF Champions League to vote, but Pirates have to treat this like 8 cup finals.
Yeah, every day every cup final. That's how I was saying.
Someone's going to drop points.
I'm hoping, but bro, it's difficult to say who's going to drop points at this point in time between the two. But I think with
because this is the first point.
History tells us that Orlando Pirates tend to drop points during this time of the season.
Sundowns don't.
And Sundowns don't.
The last time I remember Sundowns dropping points in this stage of a season is when they were unbeaten all season, but they had already won the league and they lost on the last game.
Yeah. That was just
but it was because it's not a cup final. It's a nothing game.
It's a nothing game.
They had won the league.
They'd won the league by then. So Pirates was dropping points left, right, center during that time. And I hope this is different for them, because if I can tell you now, if they set 1 foot wrong, it's gonna be difficult.
Curtains.
It's curtains.
It's done. If you 4 points, anything less.
Yeah, because I mean, if they lose, the potential.
We're talking like it's a bigger gap than 2 points. To be honest, to be completely fair.
Yeah. So if they lose, it's 5 points.
But if Sundowns even just drop 2 points, if they draw, then it's going to come down to goal difference.
It comes down to goal difference, which comes down to that win for Mamelodi Sundowns on Friday. That they needed that win with that goal margin, because Mamelodi Sundowns have been getting results, but 1-0, 2-1 there, but to go and win 4-1 just goes to show you now they're responding to Orlando Pirates, because they've realized that Orlando Pirates, if we slip up and maybe drop points,
Sundowns, Pirates have the opportunity.
Pirates has got the opportunity, but for ourselves to still be in contention, we need to increase our goal difference, and they did just that. So that's what I'm saying. They're just showing us that they haven't won it 8 times in a row by luck. And it's not looking like these fixtures are being rescheduled for Sundowns either. So, having played 22 games each now, this is our most accurate representation of where the league sits, because we were talking about they ahead, but they've got the games in hand, and they've got this, and that's what we've been saying for the past few months. Now it's an accurate representation. Sundowns are 2 points better off in the story. That's how it stands. And Pirates have to go all the way. Pirates has to go all the way. Like you said, every game for those last 8 needs to be treated like a final. Absolutely. Anything less, you're in trouble. And I hope, for the sake of their fans, that they do such and hope that Mamelodi Sundowns drop on somewhere, which I pretty much doubt.
CAF Champions League action also returning this weekend. Sundowns are going to be in action against ES Tunis. Not an easy opposition.
Not an easy
opponent. It's this Sunday. Hence the Tuesday night fixtures.
I think, at this stage of the competition, every game is difficult. And everybody that's there is good enough to... ES Tunis is good enough to give Sundowns a tough time.
How did they get there?
Yeah, exactly. So is Sundowns. So I think it boils down to who wants it the most. And I think you have to capitalize, are they playing at home first?
They're traveling.
They're traveling.
Sundowns are traveling.
Yeah, sometimes it's an advantage traveling away. But I don't think there is any advantage. When you're away, just don't concede. When you're away, just score goals.
When you've knocked out the kings of CAF Champions League, Sundowns have a task on their hands.
No, they've got a massive task.
This is semi-finals.
And yes, Tunis, they knocked out the champions of African Champions League in their home ground. They've beat them in their home ground. So it's not going to be an easy fixture for Mamelodi Sundowns, but I'm hoping that they can score away and not concede.
You're hoping?
Yeah, look.
Good on you, brother. Good on you. It's good to hear.
For their sake.
Yeah.
They need to score 1 or 2 goals, don't concede, come home, kill the game. That's the only way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, this is the high point. This is semi-finals.
If you go there, you draw. Well, the draw is not bad, but when that team comes here, you just hope that they don't score. I'm talking about a 0-0 draw,
Hey, look.
Because once they score 1, the away goal is still applicable there. So they score 1, you've got 2 to score.
This actually brings me back to Bafana because Sundowns have goal scorers in their team.
Yeah.
They're more clinical with finishing off the opportunities that they create in the game. We've got a problem at number 9 at Bafana, don't we?
Sure, bro, we do.
Rhinus?
Look, he's the most consistent player. He was injured and he's still ahead of Mahopa and Lyle Foster in terms of goals scored. And I know that Hugo Bruce, he sort of like favors Lyle Foster and Mahopa, but is it a situation where he has to look elsewhere?
I know Bafana fans right now, we're seeing the writing on the wall.
Yeah, look.
And we're saying, Rhinus needs to start.
Rhinus needs to start. And people are saying, hey, bring in Lodge. We saw he scored now on Rulani's debut.
He's Rulani's man.
He's Rulani's man, yeah. So you gotta have to ask yourself, what does Hugo need to do? Does he need to swallow his pride and actually calls back Uranus and Lodge? Because goals are not there, and
the goals aren't there.
We need goals, and
we've got everything else. I've been attacked on social media for talking about how good I think this Bafana side is.
I don't think it's a bad side.
But no, I think I stand by what I'm saying. I think this is the best Bafana side we've seen in a long time. Overall football quality. But we are lacking goals. I have to admit that. I have to concede and be like, it's all well and good to play good football and look like the better side and look like, wow, this is a good Bafana side. But if you're not going to score goals, you're not going to get results.
Yeah.
And we saw it in Cape Town last week. Mbukazi with a cracking finish.
What a goal.
Unbelievable goal.
Yeah,
even seeing it from the cell phone footage from friends of mine who were there, etc. It's just unreal.
He's becoming a sensation. He's like,
he's putting in performances in MLS every week as well.
He's becoming this massive star, and that massive star. I don't think he's gonna stay a while there at MLS. I think they're gonna cash out on him very soon,
and he's gonna end up in Europe.
Yeah, and also I think I'm digressing a bit. We're gonna go back to Bafana. I think Pirates make a biggest mistake by letting him go mid-season. The reason Pirates find themselves where they are, it's partly because he is not there. He was a very, very good Marshall. He was
an
important part of that team. And when he left, it destabilized that defensive department of Orlando Pirates. But coming back to Bafana, now, Marco, we've got problems there up front.
Yeah, we do.
And if you go into the World Cup and you don't have a solution for goals, don't unpack your bags.
Yeah, just be glad that you were there.
Just be glad that you were there.
And, without Mama Joy in the stands either.
she must ask her French boyfriend to buy her ticket. Gaten Mackenzie, you are a rude man.
He's very funny. We love a funny politician.
You should have said, we don't have budget. There's no need. Wow.
I'm in agreement with him. I think it's silly that she's going on Twitter and making such claims because, she's so used to being handed out the opportunity to go and think.
It's a privilege.
We appreciate what she does.
Yeah.
But it's also, there's an extent to which the South African taxpayer needs to be doing this for
She must understand it's a privilege, not...
Yeah, it's not a right.
It's not a right for her to be in those finals.
Especially when the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in South Africa is often without the funds to get uniforms for Olympic athletes and things like that. I mean, you're not entitled to.
Yeah, I think she was trying to gain public sympathy, and I think it backfired.
Yeah,
she must just ask those who can create a GoFundMe page for her, and then maybe those who wish to see her, they can donate some money.
Or maybe find some corporate sponsors that want to get behind you.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But to point out that...
expect the South African taxpayer
she was
to
silly.
send you to a very expensive tournament.
She was silly. Really silly. And the response by Gaten was just something else, But
Rulani and Lorch, you touched on that for a second. I mean, this is their start in this new chapter in their careers. It's a good start. And we know their quality.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you don't be as dominant in South African football as they were together at Sundowns. Yeah. You don't show that dominant for all in South African football in general. How well they performed in the Premiership at the time. That's not a mistake. It's not an accident, and it's not a marker of a poor league. They will be successful wherever they are.
They will
End
be.
of story.
Yeah, they will be.
There's quality in the mind of Rulani and in the boots of Lorch.
Yeah, definitely. I think Lorch is becoming one of our Africa. I won't say great export, because we still have like Pesita, who was I think our greatest export in terms of African football. But I think Lorch is raising his hands. I mean, the things that he has done in a short period of time just goes to show you the quality of a player that he is. So I'm hoping that he's one player, honestly speaking, that I'm really hoping that he can be maybe integrated back to the squad. But I think it's too late for him. I think if the coach wanted to look at him, he would have included him in these two friendlies, because he said 70% of the squad it's done. So it's the 30% is in. That 30% are pretty much that he's gonna go and select a player that he has sussed out over the years.
Well, we trust in Bruce, and we hope he's got a plan for.
I hope he's got a plan, because
where those goals are going to come from.
Yeah, the people are saying maybe he needs to beef up his technical team. I don't know, but you're going to a World Cup, you would want to put yourself in a position where you advance into the second round by anything that is possible. Like, if you need to increase your technical team, if you need to bring more experts, why not, if there's a budget, But yeah, let's see. Hugo Bruce has qualified us to the World Cup, and I think it's the man that needs to take us to the World Cup, because I already hear some fans saying, maybe they need to let him go before the World Cup. I'm like, nope. We should not.
No, he got us there.
He got us there.
End of story.
Let's not do a mistake that we did with Clive Barker.
No.
We did the very same mistake in 98. Clive Barker qualified us for the World Cup. A few months before the World Cup, he was chucked out, and we brought a guy called Flip Trozier, and it was a disaster. So I'd rather have a disaster World Cup with the men that qualified us. That's just my opinion.
You have your opportunity. I agree fully. He deserves his opportunity to to try and bring us success because he's brought us there.
Yeah.
Okay. Premier League, FA Cup rather. We spoke about Arsenal dropping it. Last week we said, don't be surprised if St. Mary's Stadium is bouncing.
You called it.
And it's not an easy, don't think that, I said, I imagine Arsenal are through. They're a good side. But don't be surprised if St. Mary's is bouncing and that Southampton side pushes Arsenal away just by the skin of their teeth. And they did.
They did. It's exactly that. And for me, I don't think Arsenal lost that game because they're not a good football side. It's just a mentality. They need to switch on. They need to shake it off that final and focus now, because now it's crunch time. They've got a very big fixture coming now with Sporting. You know, if the Arsenal that showed up against Southampton shows up against Sporting, we're talking another language. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I did say there is a potential of Arsenal coming home with nothing this season. And a lot of people thought I was crazy when I said that. And cracks are starting to show. And if Arsenal doesn't pull up their socks, it's exactly what's going to happen.
It takes serious mentality. It takes serious mentality to stop this wobble. Because this is a wobble. This is a shaky wobble. And they have to stop it this week. They have to stop it. Because otherwise, when it's 3 games on the spin with a wobble like that, where you haven't been your best, that's hard to turn around.
Yeah, it's hard to turn around.
Man City, on the other hand, thumping victory. They say Haaland doesn't show up in big games, which statistically he doesn't show up in big games. It's not his forte, it seems. With the quality around him, and when the opportunities are presented to Erling Haaland, best believe he scores goals.
Yeah.
Create a chance for him. He's going to score the goals. And he went and scored 3.
Yeah. He did.
Against Liverpool, who, yes, it's not the best Liverpool side. Yes, I think Arne Slot has made a mistake having a squad. I was speaking about it during the game to a friend while we were watching. Liverpool's intensity has dropped since Klopp.
Yeah.
Which will happen. Jurgen Klopp was the rock and roll football, and now it was an idea of bringing in that pragmatic approach, whatever, which I praised last season. I said, hey, he made this Liverpool team, he just tucked it in a little bit. You know, that was my criticism of Klopp, is that you can't do it all season, you know.
But imagine Klopp with the budget that they spend now, he would have, he would have.
They wouldn't be where they are.
They wouldn't be where they are.
Surely not.
Because with this rock and roll and the depth in the squad, it works.
That works. Yeah. That makes sense. And you can't be in this Premier League and play without intensity.
No.
Man United have learned that a hard way over the last few years, that doesn't matter who comes in. You can't say all those managers are bad managers or players are bad players or whatever. Manchester United spend big money on their managers, big money on players, etc. There's nothing wrong with the quality of Man United's sides in the recent history. But there's been a mentality issue where the intensity's not been there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is under Slot, if it's him who he's tactically, there's a lack of intensity because of this pragmatic shape approach to a game, but without intensity, that squad cannot do it. And Manchester City, now that's a side that you can say, hey, look, maybe you don't have to run the legs off of every ball and you're going to still win games. But that's because the Pep system and the quality of the players, etc. Maybe it works there. But at Liverpool, they need to bring intensity back to that team, and they need to do it fast, because now Arne Slot is relying on beating PSG, I think, to keep his job.
Yeah, which I think it's going to be a mountain to climb.
That's a mountain to climb.
PSG, they have been in the past 2 seasons.
Well, last season they were the best team in the world for sure.
Yeah, they just. I don't know how they lost to Chelsea in the Club World Cup. Maybe it's fatigue. I don't know, but
yeah. Well, they nearly lost to Spurs in the European Super Cup as well, and they've not had their best season. They don't look like that side that rolled everyone over last season. So they're not the PSG of last year. We know that.
Yeah,
but there's no 2 ways about the quality of PSG.
No,
they've got the Ballon d'Or winner in that squad.
Yeah,
they've got the likes of Vitinha, Nuno Mendes. They've got Hakimi. You know, they've got probably the best fullbacks in world football. Yeah. They've got great midfielders. And then they've got the guys up front who finish chances and eat them up left and right. Yeah. You know, and they've got a good combination of youth and experience, etc. So PSG, and for me right now, it's an ask too much for Liverpool, and I think Slot is another one of those managerial candidates that are going to be a casualty of the demands of modern football.
Yeah, look, I mean, I've seen a lot of like Liverpool fans saying that in the beginning they were like, okay, let's give this guy a chance, but they're just starting to realize that they're starting to realize that it doesn't look like Klopp has got the grip of the club. He's not the right man at the helm. Then they're starting to say maybe he needs to go, So I don't think he's gonna come back next season.
And they're not great to watch, are they?
They're not, man. They were poor. Did you see Mo Salah? Flipping hell, there's a shadow of himself.
Yeah.
Poor guy, hey. Yes.
Yeah, no, I feel for him. I hope he revives his career wherever he ends up next.
Yeah, and I think he must. I think his time at Liverpool
he'll go down as an icon of the league. Premier League in particular. He's done it. He's done it.
He's up there with the greats.
He's up there with the greats. Absolutely. Whether it's on the stats or just how he played, etc., he's there. He's an icon of the Premier League. And I think slot ball is gone.
Yeah, it's
gone. I think that's the end of it. I don't see them beating PSG over 2 fixtures.
I don't see them going to the final.
No,
they might maybe beat PSG, but I don't think they will. I think
they're gone already. I think they're gone already, and I think Liverpool fans will be like crossing their fingers and hoping that they finish well enough in the Premier League this season that whoever takes over next season, like whether it's like a Xabi Alonso or someone, at least is taking a very expensive football team with very expensive players to the Champions League.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And there's no Liverpool fan out there who wants to see them playing Europa League next season.
No. And finishing top 4, it's going to be a mountain to climb as well for them.
Right, especially that we were saying that top 5 looks guaranteed because of the success of English sides,
and it doesn't look like
it might not be the case. You might have to rely on Crystal Palace going all the way in the European Conference League to score enough of those points to guarantee for the top 5 positions to guarantee a slot. Because top 4 is tough. We know City and Arsenal is guaranteed. Man United don't look like they're going to shake it off. They have nothing to concentrate on except the Premier League.
Yeah, they're just focusing on the league.
And then Aston Villa's turned their form back around again as well. And then you've got Chelsea, who are also there. So Liverpool have to overcome.
There's a lot to overcome.
At least 2 of those
and
3.
They're not at their greatest form.
No. It's like you don't expect Aston Villa and or Chelsea to completely drop off and just let Liverpool walk on through.
Yeah.
So back to FA Cup action. City were great.
Yeah.
Can't say enough good things about Manchester City at the moment. They're playing great football.
Yeah, look, they're getting it right.
2 weeks from now is where we're really talking. It's that Man City Arsenal game that could shift it all.
That will shift it all. And when that game comes, it's going to be a massive fixture that can turn around the fortunes for City, because they just need to close that gap, and if they catch up with their game and close that gap, I mean, it's still within touch, and they just need maybe Arsenal to drop points there and there, which is more likely to be the case with what we've seen in the past 2 games.
Then Chelsea with some youth in the side, but they put a strong team up against Port Vale. They weren't messing around. You saw Cole Palmer and the likes being started against Port Vale.
And all of them, and the likes,
And they showed it. They showed the golfing quality between Chelsea and Port Vale.
No, they did. They did not set a foot wrong. They just you know what, this is
we're going for it.
We go for it. It doesn't matter.
And we forget how expensive Chelsea's team are as well, because we talk about how much Liverpool spent.
No, they're quite
it's a good side. It's a young side, but it's a good side. No, not everyone's a fan of Liam Rosenior, but Chelsea, I expect them to be in the final against Manchester City because they've got Leeds along the way in the FA Cup now, who beat West Ham on penalties. Nearly threw that game away. Chelsea are a better side. They've got more cup mentality, more cup pedigree.
They're a cup team, bro.
They're a cup team. They've won it all. Chelsea, even in recent history under Tuchel, were
would have thought that Chelsea was going to win the Club World Cup.
No,
based on the season that they were also having. It was not so great. They were on and off. They've been on and off the past 2 seasons.
And these American owners, we had a lot to say about them when it first started. All of us had a lot to say about the way that club was going. But, we also have to give them grace. It's been a big transition time for them. And they're not doing bad considering it's transition time.
Yeah,
they're doing quite well. Maybe the little bit of the slap on the wrist from the FA wasn't that didn't seem harsh enough for other clubs at least. But a Man City who are playing Southampton along the way, we expect, again, cup team, pedigree, whatever. Man City versus Chelsea is going to be a good FA Cup final. If it is, I don't want to count chickens too early, but we imagine that's going to be the cup final. And, whichever of those 2 teams wins the FA Cup final, that'll be a good final to watch.
It'll be a good final to watch. I'm hoping it's City versus Chelsea.
Yeah, it'll be good. That's what we all want to see, I'm sure.
But anyway, it's FA. Any other team just brings their A game. So we'll see.
It's also true. Yeah, maybe a Southampton Leeds final of the FA Cup.
It's highly probable with the way Southampton played.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of juice in them.
Yeah, it's a good football side. I think Leeds more focusing on saving their season and making sure they stay up in the Premier League. And, it's their first season back in the top flight. They want to stay there. So that's the main focus. But if they can get an FA Cup along the way, they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about Manchester City, Bernardo Silva, it's his last season.
That's right. Right. Well, we spoke about it last week already, saying that he's going to move on, etc. But now it's guaranteed.
Yeah, it's guaranteed. He's gone.
He's announced it. It's clear he's moving on.
450 games plus later, 6 Premier League, bit of FA Cups there and there.
I think the biggest thing about Bernardo, there's no doubting how good a player Bernardo Silva has always been. He's so top quality player. I think that him moving into midfield this season was out of desperation, of course, but he showed just how good a player he is to adapt and actually help City in that. It's not his preferred position. He is better going forward.
Yeah.
And I think that what he'll be most remembered for amongst Man City fans is how important he was in Man City winning their first Champions League.
He was
so important in the Champions League. And, if you've got Silva on your back and you're a Manchester City player, it's only going to go well for you.
Yeah.
Him and David Silva have shown that's
class.
That's class, and
but for me, it's like the guy is only 31, turning 32.
Oh, he's still going to another good club.
Yeah,
he's not leaving Man City to go and retire in Saudi or something. But that's not what's coming.
What does this say for a Manchester City football club?
I think it's got nothing to do with it. City's in transition. I think that him being deployed in midfield, he knew that it's like, I'm going to be second string to Ryan Shirky or whatever in the positions that I need to be in. There's Mamouche, there's Shirky, and there's Doku. That's your preferred 3 behind Haaland, right? Like City play with a front 4, essentially. That front 4 is Doku, Mamouche, Foden.
Foden is also not really getting Shirky, the game time
that he would want.
He would want,
already. So, look at those positions and those options for Bernardo Silva and his age. I think he knows he's going to be deployed more in midfield. I think he just doesn't want to play there. I think he could end up at a PSG even, and play week in, week out there. He really could.
Yeah, because for us, you're in transition, but it's starting to turn out to be a situation where players are living while they still have a lot to offer. And
I think especially Phil Foden as a Manchester City boy from the academy, etc.
Because he might be the one that also lives at the end of this season, And you look at the age that, De Bruyne also, the problem, I think it was injuries, but he left at it's not really that old, You start, if you've got quality players, you want to hold on into them at least 33, 34, 35.
To be fair, you look at De Bruyne's move to Napoli now this season. How much football has he even played?
Yeah.
So I think that one we have to defend.
Yeah, and also he was on high wages as well.
Yeah. I think that move we have to defend and be like, that was probably the right thing to do, is to get the Kevin De Bruyne off the books. But yeah, FA Cup, Carling Cup or Carabao Cup, sorry. And maybe a league title for City that we were moaning about at the beginning of the season. They're really pushing where it matters most.
Do you think Pep will stay?
That's hard to know, because I think if he leaves, he's not leaving for another job. I think that's where it's obvious when you're like, no, that guy's going to go because this is what's coming for him. If he leaves, it's because he wants time off. I feel like he wants time off.
Yeah, he needs to rejuvenate his love for the game, I think.
Yeah, I think I feel like he wants time off.
Yeah, it's taken a deep emotional, I think, as well. You can just see with this body language as well.
The divorce was heavy on him, clearly, and I think maybe it made him reevaluate his life, because we know that divorce was because he focused too much on football. He didn't commit enough of his time to his family, etc.
Yeah, but 10 years later, flipping hell.
Yeah, but hey, we never know. We're not there.
Yeah, of course.
And
we don't know how much.
We don't know how much of that is, but maybe it made him reevaluate and think to himself, geez, maybe I have to live life a little bit instead of giving everything to this game, which he clearly does. The results on the pitch show it. He gives everything to the game.
But I think if he wins the league, I don't see him leaving. I don't see him leaving. I think that's gonna just like recharge his interest. But anyway.
Okay, so from one cup competition to another, Champions League. Of course, Champions League football kicks off again tonight. The big blockbuster this evening. I know you were talking about Sporting Arsenal, but Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Real Madrid now, I was saying to myself, listen, this is Bayern Munich's tournament. They're such a good side.
If there's a time to bet against Real Madrid, would you say it is now? But it's not easy. It's not an easy one.
And I'll tell you why. This weekend, La Liga action. Real Madrid threw away the league. They lost. Barcelona won.
Barcelona won against Atletico. Yeah.
And La Liga's finished.
Yeah, it's done. Because I think it's like 7 points now, gap now. I think something.
It's too much. It's done.
Yeah. They've got that.
They've got Champions League
to play for.
And it's Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They might just kick Bayern out. I think Bayern's a much better side. They're in good form. Real Madrid's not in good form, etc. I think this is supposed to be the end.
There's a whole lot of stuff that are not going well for Real Madrid.
But the Bernabeu, Champions League night.
Crazy.
They tend to make it happen. When it matters, Real Madrid tend to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's a blockbuster. I can't wait to watch this game.
No, it's going to be a great one, that one.
Then, of course, Sporting Arsenal, which we discussed. This could be a tough game for Arsenal. They need to... They're a better side than Sporting. There's no two ways about it. They're a better football team.
Yeah.
But Sporting are a better football team than Southampton.
That's the reality of it.
They need to stop this wobble right now.
Yeah, that is the game that they need to turn around things. If they don't, from there on, I think it's going to be a slippery slope.
That's it. If tonight doesn't go well for Arsenal, it could be the end of the whole season.
I think so too.
It could start to crumble from here like really badly and just disappear for them. Then tomorrow night, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, repeat of this weekend's action. And, I think Barcelona take that one but you never know. Those are two good sides, Spanish sides. And PSG Liverpool tomorrow night, which we've discussed in depth as well. So that's some Champions League action back. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Of course, Real Madrid. Who doesn't want to watch Real Madrid, Bayern Munich? And then this weekend, Premier League action is back. We're looking at... Why am I jumped ahead here on the calendar? Yes, Friday night, West Ham against Wolves.
West Ham needs to take that one.
They have to. Wolves are relegated. It's done. Yeah. West Ham have an opportunity to push Spurs down. Roberto De Zerbi to come back into football and get relegated right away. He says he's at Spurs no matter what next season.
Look, that's the mentality. When you're taking that job, when the team is at that position, you have to like prepare for the worst. That's the reality of it. You can't go blindfolded thinking that you're gonna just get them out of that hole. You have to like explore all the possibilities and say, even if we go down, I'm still the guy. And you're not gonna be remembered as the guy that took them down. You're gonna be remembered as a guy that took an opportunity when nobody else wanted it.
But they could be in the relegation zone before they kick a ball on Sunday. And I expect them to be.
Can you imagine 48 hours of being in a relegation zone and waiting to kick the ball to get out of it? Yeah.
Unbelievable. Arsenal, Bournemouth, Arsenal at home, another opportunity to stop the wobble. Tonight's going to be important for that. Like we said, if they go on, put in a good performance against Sporting, get the win, they'll come into that game confident and they should beat Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Brentford, Everton, Burnley versus Brighton, and then Liverpool, Fulham. It's at Anfield. They needed that.
Yeah.
They need a fixture at Anfield. Again, depends on what happens in the Champions League this week.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace against Newcastle. Those are two good football teams.
Yeah.
And they're fighting for different things and for different reasons
it's crazy
right now.
how they're so inconsistent this season, eh?
Oh, it's crazy. But it shows you how tough this league is. Like, you can go and win the League Cup and then struggle in the next fixture, you know. Nottingham Forest against Aston Villa. That has big context for relegation. I know which way you're hoping that one goes.
Oh, no, easy. Oh, no, definitely. West Ham must just do the right things.
They'll be level on points if Forest lose this game to Villa and West Ham beat Wolves, like we expect. They'll be level on points. West Ham will still be below Forest on goal difference.
Boy, oh boy. This league is just getting crazy, eh?
And then it gives Aston Villa an opportunity to go above Manchester United before Man United kick a ball on Monday night.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Would have thought that United will be in that sort of language right now.
Yeah, they've done well to at least get themselves up there, right?
Yeah.
Then the blockbuster, well, we've got Sunderland Spurs along the way on Sunday. That can go any which way. We'll have to see what happens there. Chelsea versus Manchester City on Sunday.
That's a game to watch.
That's a game to watch.
Yeah.
It's at Stamford Bridge.
If City can get results away, it's going to mean a lot for their...
That could mean a lot.
Chase.
That can mean a lot because neither of these teams have Champions League football to concentrate on this week. Already now, after those FA Cup wins on Saturday, full focus on Sunday.
Yeah.
Full focus. And City win this one, the pressure's on Arsenal again.
Yeah.
And then Man United facing Leeds on Monday Night Football. Man United have had a nice long break. Not seen any Man United football in a while.
Yeah, that should be an easy one for them.
Yeah.
But also, you know, when the league reaches this stage, there's just a lot to play for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Leeds
still have to guarantee themselves to stay up.
They've got...
I think they'll be fine.
They should be fine.
I think Leeds will be fine. I think that relegation is still between three teams, and it's West Ham, Forest, and Spurs.
Yeah. And with that said, to guarantee themselves the position in the Premier League, they need to start winning those games against your Manchester United, you know. So it's going to be a tough one for United.
Yeah, it's the Premier League. That's the Premier League. But Man United, they haven't had other responsibilities. They've been focusing on this game from before the international break. They're fully on it. We know the quality and how well they've been playing under Carrick. You expect them to win that game, secure themselves third position, and keep pushing between now and the end of the season. Make sure they're in Champions League next season and push on from there.
Definitely.
Otherwise, my brother, I think that's a wrap on most of the football things.
Yeah, and before we go, congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs. They've started a
women's team.
A women's team, yeah.
Finally,
you know, I mean, all the best to them, and
they still have to usurp that shirt over there in that league as well.
Yeah, look, man, you know, for me, it's like, is this the right thing to do? I think it is the right thing to do. You know, I think they've got the framework. They know how a football team is run, and I think for them to invest in women's football is definitely going to advance the game. And I see there's already some sponsors that jumped on board to help them set up the team. So which is good to see, you know. Hopefully other teams will follow suit, and I'm sure there will be like a lot of discussions in the background for other teams to start women's football, because I think in South Africa that is the direction. Like a lot of teams are starting to pay attention in women's football.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Yeah.
It's been too long for Chiefs to not have a women's team, and I'm glad they've finally done it.
Yeah.
I'm also glad for Eco Vida.
Yeah, Ecovado. Yeah. Minerals, yeah. Good stuff there. Eh?
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Try it.
Give it a try. I'm Marco Martins.
I am Musuphi.
And this is Black and White Boots. Danko.
Means thank you.